Good morning, everyone. I wanted to get on here and update everyone on what is going on. And before I do, I just want to say thank you for the outpouring of love. I have got so many messages and so many people reaching out, wanting to help, and we are just truly, truly blessed. I don't know how many messages to get back to this morning that I haven't had a chance to get back to, and I do apologize for that. I will be answering just as soon as possible. Robert is having another procedure done this morning. They are prepping him and getting him ready right now, so I don't know exactly when he is going in, but what this surgery is going to consist of, as I know of right now, is, I don't remember what they called it, angio something. They're going to go in through his groin, and they're going to go all the way up to his brain, and they're going to look at everything and see what they can do. Good morning to Nicole. They're going to see what they can do to repair the aneurysm. Hopefully they will be able to go in and put what they're calling a coil in and repair it that way. That is the least what's the word I want to use, the least dangerous, I guess, way to go about it. Of course, there are, concerns and there's dangers in any type of surgery. They are keeping him very highly sedated. And I found out yesterday that not only does he have an aneurysm, he also had a stroke. And talking with the nurse this morning in the way that she explained things to me, he is moving. He's responding to pain, like they can pinch him in certain areas and poke him in certain areas, and he will move. And he moves every part of his body except for his left arm. So that is the indication of a stroke. Okay, his left arm is not responding. Everything else is responding. He still has not opened his eyes. His eyes are responding when they open his lids and put light to his eyes. His eyes are responding. His pupils are still very, very small. But what I asked the nurse this morning was, so if him being as sedated as y'all are keeping him, would that be why he hasn't opened his eyes yet? And she said it could very well be, and we won't know that until we can get him to a point where he doesn't have to be as sedated as he is. I put a picture out yesterday. They've got a drain in his head right now. Good morning, Sherry. And again, they're doing that procedure this morning where they're going to go in through the groin and see if they can repair the aneurysm. So, I am just sitting here this morning waiting for a phone call and preparing myself for this day. And to be totally honest with you, I don't know how I've kept myself together. I'll be totally honest. Other than the fact I have increased my CBD. I'm wearing 2 patches instead of 1, okay, which has kept, I think, my moods a lot better and kept me a little bit more level-headed. I could put on another one, but I don't see a need for it right now. I mean, a person can wear up to 5 patches, I've been told. And as far as nutrition goes, I'll be honest with you, I have been living on my keto coffee and swamp water, and my ginger and turmeric and my daily vitamin as well, because I also take a daily vitamin now, which I don't really need it with the swamp water, but I do it anyway. But I just wanted to get on here and update everybody and tell everybody thank you for the outpouring of love. And I'm sorry I cannot. There are so many of y'all commenting and responding and messaging. I just can't get to everybody. So this is the best way for me to do updates right now. And I don't want to stress over everything, because Robert, when he does get well or better, he is going to have a long road ahead of him. Okay? And he doesn't have a decent place to live. My house is very small. I can make it work, and I will make it work if that's what needs to be done. He can't go back to that trailer. He can't. He's going to need round-the-clock care, and I am his caretaker, and I do get paid to do that. I don't really talk about that very much. So, a lot of people have said I haven't even tried to work. Well, that's not true. And I don't need to explain myself to anyone, and I'm not going to explain myself to anyone. But what I will say is this: I work very hard. People don't realize that. And I'm not saying this for you. I'm saying this for me, because I need to hear it. Okay? I raised 2 grandchildren pretty much by myself, because I have a husband that works his butt off and is never here. And when he is here, he's sleeping most of the time. Okay? He is really doing everything he can to help in any way he can. But he's got physical limitations as well. He's getting older. Construction work is very hard on him. He's got knee problems. He's slower than he used to be, but he's good at what he does. So, he is working constantly. And I'm having to, for the most part, find rides to get up to the hospital and that sort of thing. My sister-in-law and my son-in-law are coming down today, and we will go up there. And then I've got to see about getting someone to keep the girls. But Robert is #1 priority right now, okay? Besides the girls. Not only do I raise 2 children, my grandchildren, I also homeschool one of them. I also have 3 online businesses that I run. And in those businesses, I make enough to cover the cost of my own product. Okay? So, I'm not spending money needlessly or carelessly. Where was I going with this? So now it's to the point where Robert is going to need care, more care than what I've given him in the past. Okay? And I am not in any way, shape, or form complaining about that. I think he deserves it. I think that he deserves a rest. And I think that that is exactly why this has happened. Because even in all the times I've told him, don't worry about it, Robert. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Him with his braces on both knees and his walker and cane, there are times, and maybe these are the times people have seen him and thought that he didn't have his braces on and was walking just fine, has walked to his spot. Walked. Sometimes he got a ride halfway there. Sometimes he didn't. Of course, he'd stop, rest, and then keep going till he got there. Because he was concerned about his family. See, Robert is more than just another person to us. He's more than just a friend. Robert is family. And for those of you that don't know, when I got injured in 2003, I met Robert, I believe it was in 2009. I pushed through my injury, and I did what I needed to do to take care of my family. And then I met Robert, and then in that, it was, I think, a year later, he ended up being a part of this family. He literally moved in with us. I gave him a place to live. And I told him, so long as there was breath in these lungs, you will always have a place to live. Sorry, lost connection. And then I got sick in 2013. I believe it was 2013. I'm not real good on dates, but somewhere around that time, I got really sick. I was extremely overweight, 289 pounds, diagnosed with COPD, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I had so many things wrong with me. I was severely depressed, just a lot of things, and I'm not going to go into detail. But he ended up taking care of me because I couldn't take care of myself and my grandchildren and my house. Not that I feel obligated in any way, shape, or form, or not that I feel like I owe the man, because I don't look at things like that. I don't think that anybody owes anybody anything, okay? But I think there comes a time when you have to put someone else's needs before your own. And Robert is a good man, and I don't care what anybody has said about him. You know, you can have all those thoughts you want. You can believe what you want to believe. But I know the truth, and so does my family. And Robert is a good man. He's got a good heart, and he cares about people. And he is a disabled veteran. And I proved that, and I didn't need to prove it. Okay? I want you to know that. I did not need to prove anything to anyone. But the proof is there. So you can say you've proved otherwise, but there's no way you could prove otherwise. He gets a direct deposit into his bank account every month. That is a veteran's check. It's not a service-connected check. He is still fighting for that one. It's a non-service related check. And it is considered a homeless check because Robert is considered homeless. So long as a veteran rents, they are considered homeless. In case you did not know that. And a mental check because he has PTSD. He's severely depressed, suffers from anxiety. He is 100% disabled physically as well. He's had double bypass surgery. His heart condition stems from back when he was in the service, and it's considered service related. And this is what he is going for his service related check on. But there has been a lot of things government wise as well as paperwork that he has had to go and backtrack and find doctors. Sorry, I'm losing connection. From doctors and everything else to be able to get his service-related check. And it's still, after 10 years and the VA messing up and getting his name messed up with somebody else's due to social security number or something, I don't know. The first time he was denied, and it was because they weren't even looking at the right person. They were looking at somebody else. So he had to refile. That is what has happened. And these things take time. And now he's got an advocate that has been working on it. And I'm not sure what all else. When he wakes up, we're going to have to discuss some things so that we can plan things out and I can take over where he has left off, because he's not going to be able to do it. But again, I'm doing what I'm doing because I love Robert. Our family loves Robert. He is our family. So anyone that thinks he's just a friend, he's not. He's not just a friend. He's family. He's been family for over 17 years. And he's been there for us. And in turn, I will be there for him, no matter what it takes. Whether I have the help I need or I don't have the help that I need, I will be there. I will do everything in my power to help the man. Not because he has helped us, but because he is an individual that is in need and needs somebody, and he has nobody. And he's a disabled veteran, and he deserves to be taken care of in a proper manner. So, in saying that, I'm going to leave it at that. That is my update. And I will keep you informed as soon as I know something about what has happened during the surgery, what they've done. I will update everyone. In the meanwhile, if y'all would spread this around, share the love, because just because I'm hanging in there, and I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate so much y'all reaching out, and I appreciate those that have, I didn't even want to say this, but for some reason, I guess it needs to be said, because I hear it in my head to speak it out. Those that have donated without me even asking. And I appreciate that, because we do need the help. He needs the help. Again, he can't live in that fifth wheel. The mold, the floors, everything, he can't live in that fifth wheel. And I'm not real sure what can be done to even fix that fifth wheel at this point. So, I'm sure he's going to have to go to physical therapy and all of that. So he's going to be gone for a while. Like I said, he's got a long road ahead of him. He's going to be gone for a while. And we'll find out what the next step is after he has this procedure this morning. And Lourdes, just popping on, you're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning. Because that's where I tell what's going on with him this morning. And I will update more again when I know more. Again, thank you so much for the outpouring of love, all the prayers, those of you that have financially donated. The money will be, how do I say this? The money will be used where it needs to be used. Okay? Right now, the main thing is keeping our lights on. And, oh, spider. So, that will be the first thing that is taken care of, is the lights. My husband will have a check here, I guess, in the next couple of days. And we'll take care of whatever else needs to be taken care of. And in the meanwhile, we'll be putting whatever we can aside to find something for Robert to be able to come home to. Because eventually he's going to come home. And we've got to have something for him. Or add on another room to this house. Get this house leveled. Get it fixed up, you know, little by little. And add on a room for him. So that I can be right there when he needs something. Yeah. So, I'm holding up, you guys, okay? I am. I'm doing great. My main concern is Robert. And, I'm taking care of me, too. Don't worry about that. I ate 2 pieces... Oh, I lied. I ate 2 pieces of pizza last night. Besides my swamp water and besides my... This has been my nutrition, okay? Keto coffee, swamp water, and then I take my ginger and turmeric every day. I take another multivitamin, and this is another thing that keeps me going, is this right here. It gives me the energy I need to get through the day. So, I've been not having a lot of sleep, okay? Yesterday, no, not yesterday, day before yesterday is, I might be mixed up on my days. Okay, the 25th, what's today's date? Somebody tell me. I haven't been keeping up with all that. Somebody tell me what today's date is. The 27th? Okay, Sierra just said the 27th. Okay, so the 25th is when Robert was found. I had drove to Livingston. Livingston is that away. Yeah. I had drove to Livingston because that's where they said they were taking him by ambulance to Livingston Hospital. By the time I had got to Livingston Hospital, he had already been life-flighted to Conroe Regional. So, I sat in Livingston parking lot praying and trying to figure out what to do. Because my tires are bald on my car, and it's a long drive. An hour and some odd minutes. And I'd have to go late at night down dark roads and know nothing. I mean, we live in the country, okay? So, driving down those country roads and know nothing. Sometimes not even any phone service, okay? So I was like, what do I do? And I messaged my husband, and I called my husband, and I said, I guess, well, I'm going to have to take this bill money and get tires on the car. Well, not realizing by that time, everything was closed. No place to get tires. So I said, okay, the girls are at my sister-in-law's house. They're going to be fine. They can spend the night there. I'm just going to do it. And I told my husband, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the chance. I said, God's with me, you know, and He will keep me safe. So, I drove all the way to Conroe, sat there with him until 2 a.m. 2 a.m., they ended up life-flighting him to Kingwood Hospital. And I drove home at whatever time it was, between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. On the way home, I called Kingwood Hospital, let them know who I was, gave them all the information they asked for, because they asked me a lot of questions for me to prove that I had the authority to get the information that I needed for him, because I don't have a POA or anything at this point. So I had to prove who I was. I had to prove I was his caretaker. I had to prove he lived on my property. I had to give them previous addresses, previous phone numbers, the whole 9 yards, in order for them to give me any information. These are the things I've had to go through. Okay? But I would be willing right now to climb the Rocky Mountains, and I'm scared to death of heights, for that man. Okay? I would be willing right now. So, I got through all that, and then I got home, got up to the hospital the next day. And that's how things have just been going, you know, and I haven't been getting very much sleep. So, I am living on my nutrition. And it's not something I haven't done before, by the way. I've lived on my nutrition before and did just fine. So long as I'm getting all my nutrients and all my omegas and my vitamins and everything else, my body is getting what it's need. You know, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good to go. And I'm getting enough rest. I may look a little tired, but I don't feel tired. Now, I haven't done anything to my face. No moisturizing, no nothing. So yeah, everything, all my stress lines and everything are showing right now. It is what it is. But, yeah, so it's been like that, and my sister-in-law's been helping me with the girls, and, I'll be going back up there today sometime with my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law, and, we'll find out, I guess, in a couple of hours how and what they did in this surgery. So, because that's what this is considered, another surgery. They're taking him in, and go from there. So, anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. Again, thank you, everyone, and I'm sorry I am not going to be able to comment back to y'all. I've got a zillion messages, let alone all the comments, and I just want you to know we so appreciate it. We so appreciate it. You don't know how much we appreciate it. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to answer the messages I can, and keep on updating y'all. Keep on updating y'all. So, again, thank you. I love y'all. Keep an eye out for me. I will not be going live on my timeline. I'll be sharing to my timeline so people can see it that are not on my fan page. But I try to keep everything here, because I've got so much going on in my life normally anyway, that I try to keep everything in one spot. And that's why I got the fan page originally. Okay, so I don't want to be bouncing all over the place trying to do this page and do that page and do this group and do that group. You know, there's no sense in it when you can be in one place and just share from that one place. And this was what worked best for, what worked best for me. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting all tongue-tied. So, in saying that, time to get off of here, and I will keep y'all updated. Love y'all.